Now, why do you think the Republicans have set their eyes on Pennsylvania as the one big blue state, in other words, the state that has been voting for Democratic candidates for president, the one they're going to hopefully pick up and offset their losses elsewhere?
Well, I think their theory is that most of the undecided votes will break for them, and that there are some people who are not answering the question when pollsters ask them who you're voting for. Some people who refuse to answer, and they're finding some solace in that. But as you know, Chris, the polls have been almost exclusively double digits. Susquehanna had a poll beginning of the week that said it was 8 points, but the other polls have consistently held it at double digits. But look, I'm nervous, and I'm nervous for no other reason than they're making a great effort here. Senator McCain and Governor Palin are here a lot. Governor Palin back again today. Senator McCain in 3 spots yesterday. So they're pulling out all the stops here, and we've got to be ready to defend, and you know, we're doing a good job defending. The issues speak for themselves, and most Pennsylvanians are targeted on the economy and health care, and those issues break strongly for the Obama campaign.
I know you've been very supportive of Senator McCain, and you were very supportive, extremely supportive of Senator Clinton and Bill Clinton before that. I'm trying to figure out what's missing in this campaign that would bring it home for the Democrats in Pennsylvania. And I just wonder whether there's something that hasn't been said by either candidates, including by Barack. I want to run this by you because you're the best pal in the state, and that's this question. When you talk to the average guy out there, especially the guy, and let's be blunt, the white guy, because he's in play right now, he takes pride in being a provider. My dad, you know, my dad was like that. You take pride in bringing the food home, getting the kids something for Christmas, maybe a week vacation somewhere at the shore. You take pride in being able to take care of your family. And that's the crisis everybody faces right now, taking care of your family. Do you think Barack Obama's done a good enough job of talking to that average guy out there about how he will be of some modest help and will not get in the guy's way by raising taxes on him?
Yeah, I think in the last 6, 7 weeks, since the economy became in a crisis mode, I think he's done a terrific job speaking to what the average person is worried about, their own pocketbook, their own budget. I think he's been enormously effective. He's driven home the fact that for working families that make less than $250,000, he's going to give them a tax cut bigger than McCain. He's not going to raise taxes. I think he's driven that home. I think his whole economic proposal makes more sense to the average person. They look at it and say, yeah, that's right, we should be fighting back on trade, things that he's been strongly talking about the last couple of weeks. And his performance, poised, in command, clearly effective, as compared to Senator McCain, who started out, first comment, the fundamentals of the economy are strong. An hour later, the economy's in crisis. 4 hours later, I'll fire the SEC commissioner. The president doesn't have the power to do that. Then the suspension of the campaign and not debating, when in fact the campaign wasn't suspended and he wound up debating. I mean, he's looked like a chicken with his head cut off, and I think that the contrast to working Pennsylvanians, to that guy you're talking about, has been real. It's the only reason, Chris, that the polls jumped from a 2-point election before the economy tanked to a 10 or 11-point election. Those working-class Democrats have come home because of the economy and because Barack Obama has finally convinced them that he's the best person for their budget.
Well, you know, you're the expert. I got another education in the T in Pennsylvania, the middle part of the state. I drove up from here up to see the Penn State game on Saturday, which is the great victory over Michigan. And the interesting thing, and the dismaying thing, if you're a Democrat or for Barack, the dismaying thing is I drove all the way up 15, 83, 81, all the way up, and I didn't see a damn Barack Obama sign on the lawn of any house all the way up. I saw a scattering of McCain-Palin signs. Is that just geography, and can they be overcome by the big turnouts in Philly and the suburbs?
Oh, sure, it's just geography, but interesting, if you look at the polls, the breakdown of the polls, Barack Obama is carrying south-central Pennsylvania. He's carrying Cumberland and Dauphin and places like that. It's pretty remarkable. No Democrat since Lyndon Johnson has carried those areas. So I don't know whether it's a question that the Obama folks haven't distributed lawn signs or what, but the polls show he's doing better in central Pennsylvania than Kerry, Gore. You'd have to go back to the second Bill Clinton election to find a Democrat who's done anywhere close to that well in South Central. So, yeah, look, I think the Obama campaign has really taken a flight over the last 6 weeks, and I think it's only natural. When, you know, it hits the fan, people are worried about themselves and they're worried about the economy. They don't care about someone's race. They don't care about religion. They don't care about where they went to school. Who's going to help me? And Obama and the campaign have done a great job saying to that working class guy, I'm the one who's going to help you. And as a result, I think you've seen this tremendous shift.
Okay, the over-under on Philadelphia, the plurality coming out of the city, 550, 600, where would you put it?
Now, I'd say John Kerry carried by 419. I'd say Barack's going to do at least 50,000 better than that. Maybe
Okay,
75,000 better. 460,000. Right. And, you know...
I'm writing this down, Governor. I'm writing it down.
470 to 500. 470 to 500. Okay.